So we're here in our home in Union Venencia, which is right a few minutes south, I think, a few minutes away from Hawaii. And we're living here with locals. They're Quichua and an amazing family. They're all together. There's the head of the tribe, the grandmother and grandfather, Jose Domingo and his wife, and then the children live on the property with their families. As you can see behind me, they're washing their clothing in the river. And at first, you know, my very American, judgmental, Western society said, well, you know, what about the environment? What about preserving the water? What about, you know, not contaminating all the beautiful rivers here in Ecuador with your soap? And then I realized very quickly that this is how the locals live. Most likely, I'm not sure, but most likely all of our shower water from most of the places we stay in anyway go right into the rivers. So the people use the rivers like they did once upon a time. They use the rivers as a natural resource. They all live right off the rivers. They shower off the rivers. They wash their clothing off the rivers, cook from river water. They might boil water from this water. They won't drink from it because it's full of soap. Everyone uses the river as the natural way that people used to use them once upon a time for their livelihood, to take care of their things. So the environmental judgmentalists has faded in me as I realize that these people are living like they did once, and they're using their national resources. And I remember I had a long talk with a local who spoke English pretty well, and I said, you know, what about cutting all these trees? I mean, we read in the Lonely Planet guidebook that Ecuador has the greatest incidence of deforestation than any country in South America, and how they're killing. And when we drove from Colombia through Ecuador to here, we saw that there were whole forests and whole mountain ranges without a tree. They were all divided up into fields and for crops. And he told me, you know, I see that. I see that. I know that I've learned from other cultures in the world that we need to preserve Mother Earth and we need to replenish what we've taken. But you tell me, if I'm trying to raise my 5 kids or my 8 kids and I can cut down the trees on my land and that'll bring us food, that'll bring us heat, that'll bring us housing, how could I not do that? So I'm learning that there's really no place to judge, just a place to accept that everyone's living the life that they can using the resources they have available to them. And hopefully with time there will be more education and they will replant what they use, because all the structures here are beautifully made from wood. And the furniture is all wood and everything is using the natural resources, but they're not replenishing it. So wanted to share with you my little environmental take on things and how being open-minded and understanding to people and their resources and their lives is helping us to enjoy what there is. And we've also started showering in the rivers and washing our clothes in the rivers and seeing that we don't have to feel guilty about it, that we are doing, you know, like they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So we're just doing like everyone else and realizing that even if we were to choose a different alternative, that most of those drainages are probably going straight into the rivers anyway. So we might as well do it, you know, enveloped in nature. Thanks.